Hello everyone, this is Storming Thunderhead and welcome to Dogfight Investigations Volume 1, Episode 2. And we will continue with what I started in the previous video. If you haven't watched the first episode, I would strongly encourage you to watch it before you watch this video. Now, as in the last part of the previous video, I will be playing the footage first and then reviewing it afterwards, because I was on Discord and it just seems to be a bit better to play the footage first and hear the communication that's going on, see the action play out, and then investigate it afterwards. In this flight, I'm flying the P-47D-22 and I am flying with a couple of other guys on Discord, and I'm currently carrying bombs. I'm going to be carrying out an attack run on the German front troops, and all the other guys are in Spitfire Mark 9s. There is one other guy in a P-47, and Jammer is in a Yak 9T.
One ship heading north.
Where's the blue smoke?
Under you. Just these targets that are right under you.
Okay, I see that, alright.
Take your pick. Blue smoke is in the forest.
I would
trees.
recommend you reinstall them.
Yeah, I'm just doing some benchmarks also. I'm getting less frame rates in IL2, but I'm getting more
Last
in
bombs.
DCS.
It's 109. 109 in left hand. I believe he's watching you.
Okay.
Yeah, one aircraft here, you're right.
3.5.
Put on somebody's stick.
That's me on your 8
109 is starting his dive.
Copy. We're heading north if he's diving
109
north.
diving north.
Yeah, okay, I'm turning south.
right behind you.
Shut up 109.
Yeah. You're...
Okay, I'm in
He's
a left-hand
coming
turn.
Yeah, whoever's in that river, okay, he's off, he's pulling
Oh,
vertical.
I see him. Yeah, he's
Yeah, I
leaking
see him,
fuel.
I'm on it.
It looks like Jammer's
have
just
him.
on him. Yeah, Jammer's got a chip on him.
Grab a
I'm
second
on him.
one on me.
Okay, I've dropped. Raise my bombs.
Yeah, watch out, 109 coming in from the sun. He's smoking.
I see
He's
him,
the
it's
one that's
fine.
smoking great. Yeah.
He's far away
I'm
from
on
me.
him.
More lead.
No tally on
Watch
second
the-
109.
Yeah.
109's flying at Black Smoke. Whoever's
Yeah, he is. I'm fine.
820.
20's in trouble.
Yeah.
Oof.
Wow.
Was that you?
Yeah,
Ah, shit.
I'm still flying.
Okay, I'm turning around. I'm low on the deck, preparing to re-engage
We
this
should
109.
catch him, Hill.
Yeah, I know, he's flicking like a son of a bitch.
He's trying to run away.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Except he's got the
47's
entire
gonna
loop.
murder him. Yak, sorry, a Yak. I think it's Jammer.
Jammers in a yak.
Yeah.
Lobbing those softballs.
I'm fully out of ammo.
That's
These guys.
amazing.
Okay, I'll carry on chasing him.
Have never shot these guns. So
Yeah,
this
Oh,
one's-
they're
I,
great.
They
I have
definitely-
hard times running
You
you.
well.
Man, this guy is actually doing fairly well.
He's gonna burn his engine.
Yeah. They have
keep
MW50
that.
now.
That doesn't make a difference.
Why is he turning? That's so silly.
Because we hit him. Is this you shooting at him?
Yeah,
Okay, your 6 is clear. I'm covering you.
thank you.
820, just heads up, you're leaking a lot of fuel. Keep an eye on the fuel gauge.
Yeah.
Okay,
Phil,
I'm
are
climbing
you
up above you
following
guys.
us?
I'm right behind you. No,
Okay.
I'm not sticking your damn butt.
190,
Okay,
190
there's somebody
diving in.
coming down.
Guys, check your 6. You've got a 190 diving in on you guys.
Yeah, 190.
Yeah.
There he is,
P47.
there he is.
I'm on a 6, but he's fast.
Okay.
Spitfire.
Turn.
Brake left. Now. Spitfire chasing 109. Firing. Brake
Spitfire,
left.
Jim.
Now.
Break, dude.
Yeah. Brake. 190 still
following.
chasing.
Something's diving on the smoking 109.
That's the 190. Oh no, Spitfire,
Yeah,
Spitfire.
there's like 5 airplanes here, guys.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep an eye on them. I don't have a good viz on my 6 right now.
Okay, who's going for the
You
one?
guys looking okay?
Where's the other? Where's that
I'm going to keep the pressure on the 190.
Dude,
I'm in the
190's
P47.
on the left-hand turn.
Okay, I'm on the smoking 109.
Okay. 190's rolling
Okay,
down.
I'm going to have to go defensive.
Roger.
No, 109's.
Bring it south, bring it south, bring it south.
Okay, I see the 190's climbing up.
Okay, finishing Duke. Nice hits.
Oh no, collision.
Jesus, we're
Blew up.
collided.
190's
wasn't
is trying
good.
to outclimb me. I've still got plenty of speed though.
I'm looking for this fight. Where is it?
Turning
Yeah,
above
he's
your
coming
guys'
around.
heads, just above the explosion, turning
Okay,
around.
he's above us, he's above us, he's above us.
Yeah, very high above us. He's going patient now. He's diving.
Yeah, he is.
He's giving me his 6.
Yeah, okay, I see him. He's coming for me almost. Missed him. I'm out of ammo. P-47's chasing him. There's a 109 chasing a P-47.
Okay, I'm braking.
Yeah, he's following you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm coming around. I
Keep that turn. Keep that turn if you can.
that turn.
Okay. I don't see
he's
him.
up a shot.
There he is, okay.
I might have hit him. Yeah, I hit him.
Yeah, he's going straight for now.
190 is coming back.
Yeah,
Very low. 190 is very low.
okay. I have to complete this turn anyway against this 109. I might get fired.
You're looking good.
I don't
I'm
have
watching
eyes on
you.
that 190 at all, so...
I'm watching you.
Okay, I'm on this 109.6 now.
Trying to find the 190.
Got hits on him.
I think the 190 ran away actually.
Who's on? Yeah, he has 47 on him. Right. Yeah, you got hits on him. He's hit pretty good. He's hit square. He's going down. Get him up, get him up.
Oh, watch your 6 or something's diving on us.
Okay, I'm
I
breaking
don't
off
know
this
what it is.
109.
It's a Spitfire.
You ever
Okay.
use combat flaps in a
190 above.
47?
190 above. Guys, watch out.
Someone getting shot
Yeah,
at.
just wrecked me.
Oh,
He just
nice,
wrecked me.
nice.
You just wrecked me.
Excellent work, guys.
I'm chasing the 190.
Okay, where's this 190 now?
He's flying downriver.
Oh, so it looked like he got shot down. Or
No,
did he
he
shoot
shot
some?
him.
He got me.
Oh, I thought that was the 190 that got hit.
No.
I thought maybe another Yak 90 had come in and was putting those high explosive rounds on target.
You breaking off?
I'm breaking off.
I'll break off with you. Not going that
Where is
low
this
by
happening in
myself.
relation to the black smoke?
Downriver
South.
south, way south.
Okay, fine.
Almost to
Okay,
the
I'm
tap.
pointed at the black smoke and the heading is 344. Coming
I have
low
no idea where
below
we are.
us.
Okay, I think that 190 might be turning around.
No,
but
no, it's not the 190. There's something else here.
I'm directly north of the black smoke.
Yeah, I'm flying north
Close.
now. I'm low.
That you lows storming.
Yeah, I'm kind of heading straight north now. Climbing.
Okay, guys, we're in 2513. Keep at 3. 190 ran away to the south.
Fight developing. Spitfire's in trouble.
Where?
Let's not get involved.
or
There's
3, There's some stuff over here. Check your 330.
Looks to me as though
And,
there's 2 Germans now beating up a Spitfire. Is that one of us?
No, not us.
I'm not going to join in. It's
Yeah, I'm
too
going
close to the
north.
temporary. I reclimb, gain situational awareness. Relax my brain a little bit.
Are you climbing, storming?
Yes. It's all happening close to the temporary, just a little bit to the west of it.
Yeah,
Close to that town in 2514.
at level, yeah. I'm leaving the scene.
And another explosion, wow. Right, so now we have watched the footage, we can now investigate. We start off with attacking a ground target in the P-47. I fired a couple of traces there at the target just to make sure that they were enemy. And it's something that's I'm doing quite a bit more often now, is whenever I attack ground targets along the front line, to make sure it is enemy and not friendly, I just fire a short machine gun burst at the target. And that way, if it is a friendly, I will receive a warning, and that will prevent me from destroying a friendly target. Anyway, that bomb drop was successful, and I still got 2 more bombs on me, so I still need to get rid of those. However, Jammer has called out a 109 that is diving in, and you can see him there a little bit. I will see him very shortly. There we go. I've gained sight of the 109, and I'm now planning to go ahead, drop my bombs, and if that 109 decides to attack me, then very simply I just need to drag. However, that's not exactly what happens, as you guys could see. So there we go, I've dropped my bombs and I'm checking 6, taking a look to see what the 109 is doing, who is he attacking, and who's on him already. And I can see that he is under attack by multiple friendlies, and he's not going for me. I did not know at this moment, however, that he was actually going for the A20. And sadly, he does end up hitting the A20 with 2 30mm cannon rounds. But the A20 was still able to fly. All those 30mm rounds hit him in the fuselage, and it was not really in an important area. Just got a couple of fuel leaks on the A20, but nothing really serious. And at this point, the Spitfires and the P-47 are not really catching up to this 109. However, Jammer in his Yak 9T is, except that sadly he ran out of ammunition before he was able to really connect with any of his main guns. Now here I do one important thing. When I saw that we were all in this queue just waiting for our chance to shoot at the 109, I decided to climb away to the right side of the chase. That's because I don't want to be sitting here in the back. I'm probably the most vulnerable to air attack. However, I mainly want to climb away to the side of this chase in order to spot any enemy planes diving in. It's a lot easier to see a plane diving in from above your altitude to below your altitude when he's off to your side than when he's right behind you. And I'm sure many of you will agree with that. At this point I was just taking a look at my mixer control and looked out my left window and, well, what do you know, there's a 190 diving through. So that's when I made the call out and began to dive on him as well. This 190 didn't seem to know I was there, or if he did, he was ignoring me, but he's just allowing me to gain his 6 o'clock position, and he's not exactly getting away very quickly, but I'm not closing in on him, so that means he will be able to get away, but he won't be able to turn around and immediately go on the offensive with me here behind him. That's just going to be too much of a threat to him, and there is another Yak there. He's not on comms with us. I'm just trying to look around to see who's who and who's where. I see now another Spitfire has attacked the 109, and the 109 will just do a hard brake turn and pretty much do a full 360-degree turn, and he will end up being rammed by that Spitfire. Thankfully, that Spitfire was not one of us. I'm just still continuing to presser this 190, and I'm looking back at this 109 now because I wasn't sure if he was going to try and attack me. Even though he's still quite far behind, I don't want to be blown out of the sky by a long-range shot. So I just want to keep my eyes on him, but then I saw that no, he's too busy being attacked and he's not a threat to me. I now see at this point that I have quite a bit of airspeed and this 190 is in the spiral climb, so I'm going to put more pressure on him. I'm going to climb a bit more aggressively and turn a bit more. And I'm just going to see if I can go on the offensive on this 190. He does end up rolling over, and I originally thought he was going for me, which if he did go for me, that would have been the death of him, because there was no way he could have got guns on me, and if he did do that, then he would have been stuck in one place where we all would have been able to get him. But he correctly realized that that was not going to happen, so he instead decided to attack Dendro, but Dendro was able to dodge the attack and the 190 didn't even fire a shot. Here I was just pretty much messing around. I was trying to use the iron sight at first and then I switched to the reticle. My bullets did pass very close to him. In fact, I think one of them connected, but that's when Dendro called out I had a 6 and I did this brake turn, and Dendro called out to me that I needed to continue this turn, which was the correct choice. And there we go, you can see it's a 109 with gun pods. And if I reversed here, that would have given the 109 an opportunity to attack me, but because I kept this turn up, I was able to match his turn rate so that he couldn't pull his nose around and take a shot at me. It was almost a head-on here, but he's given up trying to attack me. He's now trying to save his life, which is very near impossible right now. Right now, Dudley Hill in his P47 is attacking the 109, and I also slot in, and I'm starting to attack the 109 as well. He's now jinking, he's sliding back and forth, wobbling back and forth, just trying to dodge my bullets, but it's just not enough. He's just absorbing more and more punishment, and he ends up maneuvering in a way that he crashes into the fast below us, and he was definitely heavily damaged. I broke off because Dendro called out an enemy plane, which was actually a Spitfire, but there was a 190 that came in and he's just taken out Dudley Hill. I was confused here. I thought that the 190 was shot down. I did not realize it was actually the P47 that was shot down. Now I just want to play this scene again, unedited, so that we can take a look at the communication.
Is the 109 chasing a P47?
Okay, I'm braking.
Yeah, he's following you.
Yeah, I'm coming around.
Keep that turn if you can.
That turn.
So now I have been told to keep this turn going if possible, and that's exactly what I plan to do, except that the problem is I don't see the 109. I just know he's there somewhere, but I do know my best bet to stay alive is to keep this turn going. The reason for that is if the 109 was behind me, when I keep this turn going, that 109 will not be able to stay in my 6 o'clock position, and I will be increasing the angle off for any gunshot that he takes. If I was to instead start scissoring and rolling and stuff and jinking, he would be able to stay behind me, and he just needs to close that distance and then take me out. And since he has gun pods, that's very dangerous. So definitely keeping this turn going is the right move. Okay, I don't see him. There he is, okay. So now that I have seen him, I immediately inform my wingman that I have gained visual sight of him. And I also see now that I must keep this turn up. And another thing is that if I keep turning like this and I don't reverse, that just pretty much robs him of any gun solution that he is going to get in this fight. at least for a long time. He will get a gun solution in the end if he flies his plane correctly, but because I know I have help in the area, I don't need to fly in a way that will prevent him from hitting me at all. I just need to keep him in a passive position for as long as possible for my wingmen to take him out, and that's exactly what happens here. Well, my wingmen don't exactly take him out, but they do end up damaging him and distracting him, which then allows me to gain an offensive position. Another reason why it is better to keep a two-circle turn going rather than trying to go into a scissors fight or reversing into the 109 is that the P-47 is a terrible one-circle fighter. However, it is astonishingly quite a good two-circle turn fighter, although I wouldn't recommend getting into a turn fight as soon as possible in the P-47. However, should you find yourself in a turn fight in the P-47, just keep it in mind that the P-47 prefers two-circle fights, not the one-circle fights or the scissors fights.
I might have hit him. Yeah, I hit him.
Yeah, he's going straight for now.
190 is coming back.
Yeah,
Very low. 190 is very low.
okay. I have to complete this turn anyway against this 109. I might get fired.
You're looking good.
I don't
I'm
have
watching
eyes on
you.
that 190 at all, so...
I'm watching you.
Okay, I'm on this 109.6 now.
Trying to find the 190.
Got hits in him.
I think the 190 ran away, actually.
Who's on? Yeah, the other 47's on him. Right. Yeah, you got hits on him. He's hit pretty good. He's hit squared. He's going down. Get him up. Get him up.
Oh, watch your sixes. Something's diving on us.
Okay, I'm
I
breaking
don't
off
know
this
what it is.
109. Okay, so we are now replaying this part here where I broke off this 109 and decided to try and defend against the 190, which actually wasn't going for me. However, there is something here which is very important that I must point out, is how I am exiting this fight with 109. That is one of the biggest headaches that most fighter pilots out there suffer, is that when they are attacking an enemy, is how to exit the fight and gain enough separation so that they won't be shot down. I know this was one of the biggest areas I struggled with when I began to fly in multiplayer, and I still struggled with it for a year or so after that. I still struggle with it a couple of times, but I'm much better now than I used to be, and that's because I've developed a new method. When I attack a plane and I see that he is defending against me and that I'm going to overshoot but in a straight line, that means that he's not already scissoring extremely aggressively where he's at times 90 degrees to me in terms of his heading crossing angle compared to mine. So when these criteria are filled, this is the method I use. So number one, you offset to one side. So for example, let's say you're in a P-47, like in this case, attacking a 109 who is scissoring but not extremely aggressively. When you know you're going to overshoot and that you're not going to be able to kill him before you overshoot, you then turn your P-47 off to the left or right side and then fly parallel with the 109, thus creating an offset in your flight paths. Now number two, keep the pressure on until the distance is minimal. This is very important. There are some people there who notice early enough that they are going to overshoot, so they turn away completely. That can work sometimes, but there are times where it can get you killed. For example, let's say you start a left-hand turn before you overshoot, and if the 109 has kept enough energy throughout his defensive maneuvers and he hasn't slowed himself down a lot, and he recognizes early enough that you are turning away, he can start his left-hand turn, and because he's not very slow, he might be able to get his gun sight back onto you before you are out of gun range. So those are the situations where just turning away won't always work. So step 2 is really about keeping your nose pointed at the 109, just this time offset to the one side, in our example to the left side, and you just make it so that if he stops maneuvering, you will still be able to kill him, or at least launch an attack. So he has to keep maneuvering, bleeding off his energy, but you don't have to maneuver. And so you keep the pressure on until the distance is minimal. That is really where you are within about 100 meters of your opponent. So that's really where you can only take one more shot, then bug out, otherwise you're going to collide. Step 2 is really what makes this method effective. Now step 3, launch the attack. Now this is once you've closed the distance to minimal. The thing is, now that you offset to the side, let's say the left side, and the 109 is now turning into you to complete a scissor, you then turn into him, take the shot, and then just keep turning right while he's still turning left. So that when you pass each other, your headings are almost opposite, 180 degrees different. And this takes us into step 4, extend at a large heading crossing angle. This is now very simple, you just fly straight, because you've already set up that large heading crossing angle in step 3. But you can try and maintain that large heading crossing angle by doing a shallow right hand turn after you have passed the 109, so that he now has to turn about 200 degrees to get his nose back onto you. This bug out or exit was part of this method. It wasn't this method step by step as such. For example, I didn't offset my plane to one side, although at the very last second there was a bit of an offset because the 109 turned hard to the right and then turned hard to the left, which then allowed me to keep turning right past the 109's flight path and then extend at a large heading crossing angle, although it was more around 90 degrees rather than 180 degrees. So there we go, breaking away, turning to the right, increasing that heading crossing angle as much as possible. And like I said, that 109 didn't even try to turn back, he just ended up crashing into the forest. And really just after that the 190 escaped. There was a Spitfire that followed after him, and then the fight I ended up seeing shortly afterwards actually wasn't the 190, it was a Yak 9 who got into a fight with two 109s, shot down the one, and the other one rammed into him. And after all this, we just ended up extending and heading back to our own lines. I myself headed back to our airfield, landed and took off again with bombs, but I'm not going to cover those sorties because very little happened in them. I was just doing ground attack and there were really no further important engagements with fighters. I did get one or two, but really hardly anything happened in them that it just isn't really worth showing. So I'll go on to the next couple of fights that happened the next day. In this sortie, I'm flying the P-47D-22 again, and again with bombs. This time, however, I'm attacking a rear depot and I'm accompanied by unners. And we are about to attack it. Now I will let the footage take over.
Yeah, I'll leave it for the spit.
Give him some P-47 love.
That you heading east?
Yeah, I'm heading east.
Up about 15, 16.
Oh, I'm at 18,000.
No,
Alright,
9,000 now. I'm just covering the spit.
Being New Year's, I'd like to
Okay,
raise
I'm
a glass
diving
to
in.
the developers.
Roger.
Hey, Bill.
Alright,
Let me know when it drops.
Dropped. I've dropped.
alright, I'm gonna go ahead and land it, Osh. There you go, I see you go right by
That you under me,
somebody.
Dendro.
And my bomb didn't go off.
That's me.
Yeah, I think it's Hill. He's in a silver, I'm in a green.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to get
Rolling
ready
over
to
and
go
going
that,
hit
big,
land.
that cloud.
I'm gonna
under
go ahead
there.
and land. The long mission, we had bombed.
Okay, I'm attacking.
Don't you have a 5-second timer on those bombs?
Okay.
That's what you need, or else
Yeah,
they're
I
not gonna
did have
explode.
I thought I put a 5-second timer on it. I dropped another bomb.
See, the fat lady got your back, Brando.
That one didn't go off
I'm
either.
still a long way
Oh,
up.
I feel so stupid. I put the safety switch on.
Oh, there's four there now.
There's some sort of AAA here. I don't see
Yeah.
it.
Okay, I'm gonna drop my one effective bomb now. I had the safety switch on. That's why they weren't exploding.
There's one building left.
Yeah, I'm gonna go forward.
Go for that one.
I'm going forward.
They're over the temporary airfield.
I'm having a look.
I see
I'm
the
looking
AAA.
now. I'm about 5,000 feet looking for the sky.
There we go.
He
That's
just
what I was
bombed-
looking for.
Yeah, he just bombed the airfield or strafed it. There he is. Let's see him.
Got the AAA.
Excellent.
Let's take
There's
out
3 of them
the
here
rest
now.
of the trucks.
Yeah, I'm
There's
coming.
two
I'm
trucks
still
here.
at
I'm
the
gonna
black
strafe
smoke.
them. That was close.
110 just put someone on fire.
Nicely done. Rear depot destroyed. Well done. I'm heading back
Good job.
to the
Yep.
front line, and I'm gonna start climbing for altitude.
I see it. I see the combat coming in.
Yeah, I'm diving on it. Something's gone vertical.
Yeah, there's 2 of them over there. I see them right. There's 3 of them. I see the 110 or a 410, whatever hell it is.
Contact coming in somewhere. I see 190,
It's a
109 above
190.
you. Anna's 109 diving in on you. Looping
It's
over.
a 190.
190. Okay. Thought it was a 109. I'm turning back in to help you
I
out.
see somebody shooting at that 410 or 110. Watch
Another
me on
plane
your
diving
6.
in. Look out! Another 190. Dive,
Yeah, I'm
dive.
out
Try and
of energy. I'm out of energy.
yeah. Great.
Yo, that
Uh,
110
they
still the
check.
airfield?
I'm gonna drag.
Yeah, well, we're just by the black smoke. Is that Rudder just shot?
Yeah, I just lit up 109, but he's still going. I'm going for the 110
Yeah.
now.
Roger.
190's coming in on your 6 Annas. Brake, brake, brake. Brake left. Brake right, brake right.
109 just overshot me.
Nice, you overshot. Good job.
Nice.
And now I've got the 190
That
diving on
That
me.
109 just lost everything. Looking for you. I'm looking for a yak to quit by me.
109
Yeah.
at the smoke on the deck.
Want to make it a left-hand
Six is
turn?
Clear.
Okay, gonna keep trying to head.
Yeah, that's you. I'm right,
Towards our
right by me,
lines.
Duke.
109 went in.
I see it. Remember, 10 degrees flaps. You're gonna be.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Cozy behind me.
Other
Smoking.
190's coming in from below, Anna's.
Let me see if I can land this thing now.
Oh, there's
I'm
a
coming
tank
back
here.
around to help you out.
Oh man.
190's coming in on your 6 Annas.
Annas and them.
Brake, brake off, brake off. Oh no.
I'm in a very bad position.
Yeah.
Got 2 over at the tanks.
Well, I'm gonna head out to help Annas and them.
Where
Yeah,
they
we're
at?
over at the
Lower.
rear depot.
I'm dead.
Just a
I'm
little
dead.
to the west of
We're
it.
low fuel state.
Yeah.
We're definitely a low fuel.
Whereabouts are you guys?
The guys
Rear
broke off.
depot, just to the west of it.
Okay.
I sniped a
I'm
190
right
here.
in the front line. I'm gonna come.
Annas, where's the other 190?
I'm super dead. I was dead.
Are you dead, Annas?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Thought you were
Okay,
still alive, and here
run-
comes the 190. pulled hard into him.
Copy that.
I'm just keeping the turn going. But I think he's going to kill me now. Great. I don't have any other choice. No, he wasn't able to hit me with any of his cannon rounds. Oh, he stalled himself.
Nice.
Lovely. Okay, now I'm on his 6.
Good shit.
That guy was reactional.
I've got to go back. Low fuel state.
He's now trying to
Okay, cool.
find a way.
I took quite a bit of fuel.
Oh no, he's not running away. I think I'm catching up to him now. Give him a few shots
What's
to
he
freak him
heading?
out. He's heading towards the east. He's heading back towards the rear depot. He's still to the west of it, heading south now.
Okay. Any idea how far to the west of it you were? Are you near those
1
lakes?
kilometer, pretty much. It's on the
1
deck.
kilometer, okay.
It's really not far. He's trying to outrun me now. I'm afraid he will. But, yeah, he's trying to jack me back to his airfield. Am I
Yeah,
catching
if you
him?
have to break off.
I think I'm catching him actually. Oh, he's climbing. Yep, I got a hit in him. He's diving now.
Nice.
No, I sniped him!
Nice.
I just took
Nice.
out both 190s. 1 hit, 1 bullet, and killed the
Awesome.
pilot.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna RTB then.
Yeah, me too. I'm RTBing. I'm low in
Going back to
situational awareness.
Odell.
I also used up a lot of my engine, so I'm not too comfortable staying here.
Yeah, whereabouts are you?
Just to the west of the rear depot still.
Okay. Just let me know when you get to
Yeah.
those lakes.
I'm heading west. Yeah. Wassenberg, I take it.
Yeah, the Wassenberg Lakes.
Yeah. Keeping an eye out for that. Yeah, just a little to the south of the rear depot.
Yeah, I'm west of those Wassenberg Lakes.
Okay, I'm heading due west. So the first part of this fight was quite embarrassing in the ground attack. I had been fiddling around with the safety switch on the bombs, and I had switched it on in case I had ditched my bombs over friendly territory if I was attacked. But I ended up forgetting to take the safety switch off my bombs before I dropped them. So those bombs that I dropped, the first 2 bombs, they weren't set to go off. So that was a bit embarrassing. However, thankfully I was able to be quite accurate with my last remaining bomb on that single building, which I targeted with my second bomb, which of course didn't go off. And I also came very close to hitting the ground or one of the destroyed buildings when I was strafing the second truck. Now, after I had attacked this rear depot, I started climbing. I could have actually just extended and tried to run away on the deck, but others were still attacking, so I decided to climb up and extend at the same time, so that if there was an enemy plane that attacked others, I would at least have some altitude to work with. And yes, there was a 190 that ended up coming through and tried to attack others. Others immediately went into the vertical here, which was a bit of a dangerous move, but the 190 did end up bugging out of that attack. But then that's when I saw a second FW190 coming down to attack Unners, and I did alert him, but sadly Unners could not do much because he was stuck up at the top of his climb. But now that I know there are 2 FW190s, I need to be very careful with which one I attack. I don't want to attack one of them and then let the other one attack me and take me out, which is exactly what's happening here with Unners. Unners is immediately trying to attack the other FW190. I warned him about the second one, and he flopped the P-38 while trying to avoid the second FW-190. That's when I see this other 190 attacking me, the one that Unners was chasing. Did a brake turn here, and the 190 was unsuccessful in hitting me. Now that the FW190 has overshot and he's flying away, I turn around to point my nose at him, just to threaten him. And I'm still checking my 6 here, checking to see where that FW190 is. Doesn't look like he's interested in me, however he is still a factor in this fight. I do not want to get into a turn fight with this 190 immediately and allow that 190 in the distance to attack me and take me out. And it looked like he was going for me here, but he was actually going for Anders, who then goes after the FW190 that I was chasing for a little bit there. And so Anders is going after the first FW190, and now the second FW190 has come around onto his 6. I do call that out to him, however, sadly he was stuck in a position where he couldn't do much to effectively throw the FW190 off his 6. So at this point, the first FW190 is above me. He's not interested in me. He's defending against Anders. And the second FW190 is right in front of me, attacking Anders. I took a lead shot there, but I pointed my nose way too high. The FW190 was coming down, and I didn't account for that. Sadly, the 190 here was able to kill Anders before I was able to save him. But I am at least able to avenge my friend. At this point, I've snapped the 190 pilot and he's going in. I immediately open my canopy so I can have a better view of my 6, because now I know I'm alone against the 190 and I do not know where he is. I suspect he's coming in on my 6, and yep, there he is. And I immediately do the brake turn, and because of the way I was able to react quick enough, this FW190 was unable to pull enough lead to hit me. Now, I must inform you guys that my convergence for the P47 is 300 meters. And that seems quite long to some of you who use 200 meters, but I compensate for the lack of concentration at closer distances by offsetting my gun sight to one side of the plane I'm firing at. And you can see that here in this kill. I'm chasing the FW190, but I'm not ever trying to get the center of my reticle on the center of his aircraft. I'm always trying to point it to one side. So taking a look again at this fight, I'm coming in onto this 196, and now he has seen me, and I've just taken some shots at him. A few of them seem to have connected, but nothing major has been done yet in terms of damage. But now the 190 knows I'm here. Let's take a look at what his options are. How can this 190 survive against an attack by this P47? Well, he's in a very bad situation right now. He is in front of me, and he is presenting a very low angle off. Also, our heading crossing angle is pretty much 0 at this point. And another thing is that my range is quite good at this point, and my closer is manageable. In fact, it's pretty much 0. Although I am gaining on this 190 very slowly, however, definitely not something I can't manage. So forcing an overshoot will be very difficult for this 190. And he can't outrun me because I am a little bit faster than he is, and also he is within guns range. So if he just decides to try and run away and stay nice and straight and level, then I'm just going to slaughter him. One thing he can do here though is try and exploit his roll rate advantage and bring me into a scissors fast. Now that he knows I'm here, he has to react quickly. If he takes too long to start a maneuver, I will very quickly be able to counter it and leave him without any options. If I was in the FW190 here and I just looked back behind me and saw a P47 there taking shots at me, I would have pushed my nose down, maybe done -1Gs, and then rolled hard to the left using the rudder and pulled hard back on the stick and done a sharp turn, and then unloaded my aircraft after increasing the angle off as much as possible, and then unloading the aircraft, rolling hard to the right, and then pulling back again. And that way I could try and force an overshoot, but if the P47 knew what he was doing, which he did in this case, that might not have worked. However, it would have bought time and would have slowed the P47 down, which is definitely a consideration since the P47, aka me, was in a 1 versus 2 situation. So if he gets me slow, and he buys enough time for the first 190 to come around, then although he might be killed, I wouldn't be able to survive against the first 190. However, he decides to do a negative G bunt, and he never starts a scissors, and he actually doesn't maneuver that much, and that's what gets him killed. But here you can see how I'm lining up my gun sight onto the right side of his plane, and that allowed my left gun packets to take out his pilots. So now that I have killed that 190, this is when I was looking for the first 190 who does come around onto my 6, and now I find myself in a bad situation, but not as bad as the second 190 which I killed. One thing I have going for me is the large range between me and this 190. I still have time to do a brake turn and create a large enough angle off before he's able to get close enough where he's able to reliably hit me, so that by the time he gets close enough, it's just so much lead he has to pull that it's just no longer practical. That's the one thing I have going for me. Another thing I have going for me is that his closer rate is high. Now, it's not very high, but it is relatively high. So that means he wouldn't just be able to sit there. He will have to bleed off some of his excess airspeed, either by using out-of-plane maneuvers or pulling high G turns and then slowing himself down. However, he needs to have room to do that, and that also means I have more time to defend. So I have quite a few things going for me that make it possible for me to survive. Although the situation and this position is quite bad, it is not impossible. However, this 190's closer rate is not high enough for me to start a scissors. If I do that now, I'm dead. I have to do a 2-circle brake turn and keep it in that 2-circle turn. Another complication is that this 190 has a bit more energy over me. So if he sees me do this brake turn and he decides to go high into the vertical, if he goes enough into the vertical and doesn't immediately point his nose at me, I can extend and try and neutralize the situation a bit more, but that would be very difficult for me to counter if he was to go into the vertical and do a high yo-yo. However, because the P47 is not really known as a good turning aircraft, this 190 might be enticed into turning with me. Although he might use a vertical a little bit, he'll be essentially turning with me. However, it's important to note that we will be in offset 2 circles because we are going to be starting our turns at different times, and also the way it plays out, you'll see that the centers of our circles are located in different places. So that means he will make one pass on us, and now he will pull even harder, use more of his instantaneous turn rate to get his nose around quickly, again to point at me. However, because I'll be keeping a steady 2-circle turn and keeping my turn rate high, but not overdoing it, by the time he gets his nose around and is now pointing at me, he's already used a lot of his instantaneous turn rate. He's already been pulling a lot of AOA for quite a long period. Now I have built up my instantaneous turn rate so that when he starts to pull lead to try and hit me, I can now lean into that instantaneous turn rate, utilize it, pull more AOA, and increase the angle off so much that the lead he will have to pull would just be tremendous, and it would no longer be practical. One thing I would like to note about this first turn is that currently the 190 is only in pure pursuit. That means he's not pulling any lead. So if I start to turn now, he won't hit me because all his bullets will go behind me. So when I start this turn, he's now going to have to pull more lead than what he needed to originally because I'm continuously increasing my angle off and increasing the amount of lead he has to pull in order to hit me. So if you get the motion going, you see that's exactly what happens. He's in pure pursuit, he sees I'm turning, so he tries to pull more lead, but now it's just too late and he cannot pull the AOA required to pull that much lead in order for his bullets to hit me. Now that he is in lag pursuit, I can now relax my plane and ease up on the AOA and gain speed so that the next time he attacks me, which is now, I can now pull harder and use some more of my instantaneous turn rate because I've now built it up. And again, he's in pure pursuit, he's now trying to pull lead. He's trying to make it a tracking shot, but he's having to drag his nose after me, and he was only able to pull enough lead for a couple of rifle caliber bullets to hit my plane. And they only really hit the rear fuselage of the P-47. And in pulling so much AOA, trying to pull the lead required to hit me with his cannon rounds, he ended up stalling his wings and encountered an accelerated stall, which then flipped him into a left-hand turn, which now allows me to go on the offensive. Now from here, this FW-190 does have the option to extend, but he seems like he wants to continue the fight. He was turning left into me, but then he decides against it and decides to try and run away. However, now it's too late. He either should have extended as soon as he lost the initiative, or he should have completed that left turn into me and then maybe try and bring the fight into a one-circle fight. If he had done that, he would have had the advantage, but right now he has just given me his 6 o'clock position. He can't run away because I'm faster than he is, and if he tries to bring it into a two-circle fight, he will also lose because of my higher airspeed. The best thing he can start to do right now is to climb a little bit, gain some altitude, and then cut back into me, do a sharp left or right turn, and then try and come in for a bit of a head-on, and from there try and keep it a one-circle fight, and then bring it into a flat scissors or a rolling scissors, although flat scissors would be more preferable. But at this point, if he has to try and climb, I'm so close to him that it will probably get him killed before he would be able to gain enough altitude for him to turn back and fight me. Here I was not sure if I was catching up to him. I didn't want to chase him for too long, so I began to turn away, and that enticed him to start climbing, which is another reason why I did turn away. It was not so much as to try and break off the chase, but also to try and entice him into making a mistake, which he did. And here I ended up sniping him. And that, of course, neutralizes the threat. And we'll take a look again at the fight. So coming in on this first FW-190, who's just shot down the P-38, I align my gun sight to the one side of the FW-190 so that at least one gun packet can hit him, and I'm aiming for that cockpit, and I do end up taking him out here. And I immediately break off him, open up my canopy to get a better view of my 6 o'clock position and the world around me, looking around for that second FW-190, and here he comes, and that's where he was not already pulling enough lead, and I was able to react quick enough and utilize my high speed to complicate the shot enough that he wasn't able to take me out. And as we come around again for this next attack, I just keep the turn going, and he's again unable to pull enough lead. Then he induced an accelerated stall by pulling too much, and that caused him to flip suddenly from a right-hand turn into a left-hand turn, and I was then able to also go into a left-hand turn and get onto him. So you can see how quickly a mistake can flip the situation around, where you were originally in the offensive position and now suddenly the defender is now on the offense. This is what we call a reversal. Usually a reversal comes through an overshoot. However, an overshoot just means someone who overshoots your 3-9 line. A reversal means the reversing of the roles of attacker and defender. As you could see, that can come through a two-circle turn and also by causing someone to make a mistake. Now that the roles of defender and attacker have been switched, this 190 has bled off his options when he was the attacker, and now that I am the attacker, I have quite a few options available to me One of them is an extension away from this 190, and the other one is a more aggressive approach in just continuing to follow this 190 and hopefully get a kill out of it. However, I feinted turning away and extending, and that caused this 190 to jump the gun. He decided to start climbing, and that was the death of him. For this fight, I don't have much else to add, other than we could have done better in our communication and positioning. For example, we shouldn't have been chasing this 109 in a single line. We should have been offsetting ourselves to the sides and been ready to help each other and provide mutual support to one another when it was necessary. However, as you can see, when this 190 attacked, because they were all in a single line, they all had to do a break turn, and for quite some time, this 190 and the 109 were no longer threatened. This fight demonstrated the importance of building and maintaining energy, both in the form of altitude and in the form of speed. This fight also showed that if you attack a plane when you're not in a decisive position, how it exposes yourself and puts you in a vulnerable position. If you are attacked in that position of vulnerability, there's very little you can do. This engagement also showed the importance of patience in a dogfight. Because I was patient and waited for an opportunity to attack to arise, I was then able to exploit this opportunity and take out this 190 and deal with the next one efficiently. That second 190 and his aggressiveness to take care of me ended up making a mistake and induced an accelerated stall, which then flipped the situation around where I was now the attacker and he was the defender, and his indecisiveness in the beginning left him with no options, and I was able to exploit that indecisiveness and take him out. That last fight wraps up this video for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed making this video. As I said in the first episode, I'm planning to make a third episode of this Volume 1 of Dogfight Investigations. Episode 3 will cover the rest of Day 3, and we will explore a couple of fights in the P51B5 on the Rhineland winter map. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like, and if you want to leave a comment, feel free to. I look forward to seeing you in Volume 1, Episode 3 of Dogfight Investigations. Until then, see you in the skies, and keep clear of thunderheads.